There is a lovely selection in the Office of Readings for Holy Saturday that captures the mood of this in-between day, this day between our Good Friday commemoration of Christ's suffering and cruel death and our celebration of his glorious resurrection on Easter Sunday. The selection is from an ancient Greek homily, and it begins like this. Something strange is happening. There is a great silence on earth today, a great silence and stillness. The whole earth keeps silence because the King is asleep. The earth trembled and is still because the Son of God has fallen asleep. God has died in the flesh, and hell trembles with fear. The passage goes on to describe the traditional, although probably allegorical, belief in the harrowing of hell. But I think what really resonates for us is something else. As we shelter in place on this most unusual Holy Saturday, locked in our homes in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, the passage evokes the great silence, the stillness many of us are experiencing, at least if we are not in a household with young children furloughed from school. Here at LMU, the campus is eerily quiet. Most of the students are gone. The Loyola Gate is closed. The chapel, the library, and other familiar buildings are locked. Beyond the campus, businesses are shuttered. Roads and freeways are mercifully free of traffic. And on TV and from other media outlets, we learn of a presidential campaign on hold, of a baseball season deferred, of St. Peter's Square devoid of visitors, even in this Holy Week. There is indeed a great silence on earth today. In her reflections for this Lenten season, composed before the pandemic struck, spiritual writer Michelle Frankel-Donnet reminds us of Caro suggestion, quote, that Holy Saturday makes sacred and obvious where we live all the time, suspended between the death that has been vanquished and the eternal life in glory we are promised, end of quote. Taking this suggestion and running with it, we can say that in the silence, in the stillness of the pandemic lockdown, we are living a kind of extended Holy Saturday. We find ourselves caught between our Good Friday-like contemplation of the cruel suffering and death of so many innocent COVID-19 victims and our faith-filled hope that Easter will come and that sooner or later the disease will be conquered. On this eve of Easter, the Paschal Mystery speaks to us, and we are reminded that the joy we will experience at the end of the pandemic is only a foreshadowing of the fullness of life to which we are called. May this Holy Saturday, then, be a day of hope. Our hope, in the words of the Jesuit poet Jared Manley Hopkins, that Jesus will Easter in us, be a dayspring to the dimness in us.